Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to DIY Art Plus. So I'm back again. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, give a big thumbs up. Alright, so I'm here with another fun and easy painting. So if you like to follow me step by step, you can also do that. You can again paint on canvas. I'm gonna paint on 8 by 10 size of canvas. You can paint on any surface or any size you like, and these are the brushes I'm gonna use today. I'm gonna use this big brush first. It's a flat brush, and I'm also gonna use my favorite small brush. It's pretty old. It's 0 size. All right, and I'm also gonna use this round brush. This is also pretty old. It's a number 6 size. All right, so before I actually paint, I'm gonna draw Santa Claus first. So let's start drawing first, and then we can start painting, and I'll show what color I'm gonna use later, but I'm gonna put it aside. So I already have a painting, I already have a drawing here of a dolphin. I draw that before, but all right, I'm gonna start painting and drawing. So this is how I'm gonna draw my Santa Claus. So here's my plan. I'm gonna draw a nice smaller Santa Claus right here, and a colorful background. All right, so let's start drawing this Santa Claus. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the nice big beard first. So I'm just gonna draw a very light outline of this beard, and then I'm gonna just make it a little bit better later. So just so that gives me idea where to start. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a nice big, let's see, from here. So this is gonna be the beard. Okay, and if you like, I can also leave drawing of my Santa Claus here. If you like to just copy and just trace the whole outline, you can also do that. All right, and I have a nice big nose right here. Okay, and he's smiling a little bit. He have a big mustache. All right, and I'm gonna add little eyes, just a tiny little eyes here, and I'm gonna add the hat. Okay, I'm just gonna make it nice and curvy line like that. Okay, there you go. I hope you can see this. Okay, I'm just gonna add a nice big hat here like this. Alright, so now I'm just gonna make my beard a little bit bigger. Maybe I think I want to do this. Okay, same thing on the other side, maybe like this a little bit. Okay, all right, now I'm just gonna add the body part here. So I'm just gonna add the top part like that, just adding like 2 lines on both sides. I know sometimes it's hard to follow me because I'm keep erasing my line, and okay. All right. Okay, I have a nice big belt here. Okay, and this big cord. All right, I'm just gonna add a little feet on both sides. So first I'm gonna add a pant. This is a pant. The body area is a bit bigger. Okay, there you go. And I'm also gonna add a boot, nice big boot. Okay, same thing on the other side. All right, I'm done with the top part of the body and the pant and the boot. I'm just gonna add a little belt kind of looking thing here, just so you get idea what is this area is. Okay, all right, now I'm just gonna add both arms. So let me start with this one here first. So it's just like his hand is just like this. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add his cord and his little fingers. And I'm just gonna add a mitten here. Not really gonna add all of the fingers. Okay, there you go. All right, I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side, but this on this side my Santa Claus is holding a gift. Okay, so I'm just gonna make this arm a little bit. I'm just gonna add the cord first like this. Okay, and then all right, my this arm is a little bit flat, so you cannot really see anything here. I mean, you cannot see the thumb, it's on the other side. And I'm gonna add a nice little gift right here. Okay, but I'm gonna do that later. I'm just gonna erase this extra line so you can see the outline of my Santa Claus here. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this darker so you can see this clearly. All right, I'm just gonna erase my beard because I got a little bit idea how I want to do it. I'm just gonna make it a little bit lighter, and I'm just gonna make my beard a little bit darker. But first I'm gonna do a outline here very quickly. So I want to do it something like this. Okay, so I just add this type of a line and then something like this. Okay, and it's all coming from right here. Okay, same thing on the other side. I don't know, make both of the sides same, but I'm gonna try this. Okay, this is better. All right, now I want to also fix my hat. I don't think so I like that hat, so I'm just gonna make it a little bit more, like a little bit smaller. So always draw very light on your canvas, and once you like that, make it darker. All right, I think I like this side. Okay, I'm just gonna fix this side here first. So I'm just gonna do this. Okay, and a little pom-pom at the end. I think I like this one. I don't really make it too big. I wanted to make it smaller. All right, now I'm just gonna make it darker. Okay, there you go. This is perfect. All right, I forgot to make this area darker. Okay, I don't want to make the arm, this area darker here, because I'm gonna hold that gift. So what I'm gonna do is just add a little shape of a gift. So basically a shape, just a square shape here, so something like this. Okay, I'm just gonna go over this his coat. It's okay. All right, I'm just gonna make a nice big square. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add this type of a line. Okay. All right, not a perfect gift shape, but that's fine. All right, now I'm just gonna erase this, everything inside here. All right, now I'm just gonna add the ribbon on my gift. Okay, just gonna add like a line right there. Okay, and then once I'm done, I'm just gonna add a ribbon here. So basically I'm just gonna add a shape of ribbon like this. I'm just gonna add 2 line like that. Okay, there is my gift. I'm also gonna add a lantern. Santa is holding a little lantern, so let me add. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a line coming from here. Okay, now this is where the lantern is. This line is in the front. There is another line going in the back, so I'm just gonna bring that down to right here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add a little circle, and now I'm gonna add my lantern right here. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna add another round line here, and just a straight line. I'm just making my own lantern. I don't even know how, if it's look like this or not, but I'm just gonna add another line right there. Okay, all right, now I'm just gonna add a little this shape right here. Okay, I'm just gonna connect those lines. I'm almost done with this one. I don't want to make it too complicated. All right, and one line from here to down here. Same thing on the other side. Okay, this is a little bit closer, so I'm gonna erase that, and I'm gonna make it a little bit more bigger. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna do this with just a paint because it's hard to do it with a pencil, so I'm not gonna do this part. It's just gonna be so much easy. Sometimes it's so easy to just paint and then draw. For me, I'm not a really good I cannot really draw. But if you can draw, you can definitely draw that first if you like, and then do that. Just gonna add one more, this right here. All right, now I'm gonna start painting. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is work on my Santa Claus, and then I can work on the background. Usually I work on the background first, and then I add and everything, whatever I add in the front. But I'm gonna work on the Santa Claus first, and then I'm gonna work on the background. All right, now we can start painting. All right, so I forgot to bring my water, so here's my water. Now I'm gonna start painting this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start working on my Santa Claus first, and then I'm gonna work on the background. I know I usually always paint the background first, and then everything, whatever I have in the top, I can I usually paint that, but for this painting I'm gonna work on the Santa Claus here first, and for that I'm gonna use this brush. Actually it's a number 4 size. Now I always like to say this is you don't have to use the brush I'm using. You can use any brush, to be honest, whatever brush you have or whatever brush you are comfortable with. Alright, so I'm gonna use this brush. Now if you're painting on a smaller surface, you can use a smaller brush. If you're painting on a bigger surface, you can use bigger brush. It will be much quicker. Alright, so I'm gonna start working on my hat here first. So I'm just gonna take my red color. So these are the color I'm gonna use: white, green, yellow, red, blue, black. So it's just a regular colors. This is more like a pinkish red, not orangey red. I don't know the name of this color, but it's just a red. This is regular blue, regular green, and I'll show you if you want to make it darker, lighter green. I can show you how to do that. Alright, so I'm gonna work on this hat here first, and I take a little bit of red and I'm just gonna paint the whole hat here, right like this. Okay, I like to do the outline first. Okay, I really want to make my head nice and dark, so first I'm gonna go over all of this area. I'm gonna go back, add another layer to make it more darker. So what are you guys all doing in Christmas? I'm gonna be working, so I have a work on that day. And thank you so much guys all for patiently waiting for my video. I wasn't here for like long time, almost like 3 months, I know that. And thank you so much for all your support and for watching my video, and for, yeah, I really appreciate. My dad is doing fine now, so thank you so much for again being here. Alright, so I'm done with the first layer. I'm just gonna go back, just add very lightly one more layer. So what I'm doing is not using my brush like this. That's gonna remove your paint. So I'm gonna use my brush like this so that my paint is gonna stay there. Okay, so just very lightly. I'm not too worried about, but just want to make it a little bit more darker here. Alright, and what I'm gonna do is add one more color here, which is a white color. So I'm not really cleaning my brush here. I'm just gonna clean it on side of my plate here, and I'm gonna take a little bit of white, and mostly I'm gonna add this color on the middle of this hat. So basically I'm just adding a white color like that, and just blending these two colors together. It's gonna turn more like a pinkish, because again I'm using that type of a pink shade of red. Okay, I'm gonna go back with some more red on the edges of this hat here like that. Okay, so something like this. So just adding this red here. Okay, and I'm also gonna use a black color, but I'll show you how I add a little texture with the black here later. But that's all I'm gonna do here. I really want to make this painting more textury. That's why I'm using a lot of paint. I know that my paintings are not that really textury, but this is gonna be. Okay. Alright, there you go. Here I'm all done with this hat. I'm gonna do the same thing with the jacket I have here. So I'm just gonna paint the whole jacket red here first. So I'm just gonna do this. It might look like a pink, but it's okay. I'm just gonna do the outline first. Now if you're painting first time, this is a super easy painting. If you are concerned about the outline of Santa Claus, you can I will add a link or a PDF or if whatever I can here to share this image with you, so you can also use as a guide and just trace, and yeah, it will be easier for you. Okay, and to be honest, if you can find different type of outline for the Santa Claus online, you can also use that as a guide. You don't really have to draw a same Santa Claus I have here, to be honest. Okay, I'm almost done. Okay, I'm not gonna color my belt because I'm gonna use a different color for that. Okay, now I also have a cord hanging down here too under the belt. Okay, it's okay if you just paint over your pencil or go outside of your pencil line. You can. The best part about using acrylic paint is you can always paint over once it's dry. Okay, there you go. I'm just gonna go back one more time, mostly on the edges with the more red. Like this. I'm just placing the paint there, you can see. Okay, and if it's hard for you to do it, what else you can do is just take a paint and just apply the paint first like this, and then just dab on the edges, so that way it don't look too weird, and it's gonna look much better. Otherwise it might look a little bit choppier like this, but however you like, this is your painting. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing with this one right here. I know it's hard to do the edges for this little part, but I'm just gonna cover the whole thing with the more red on top here, and then I'm gonna add a white. Alright, so I'm not gonna clean my brush. I'm just gonna take tiny little white this time, not too much, just tiny little white, and then I'm just gonna add a little bit on the top of this arm area here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take a tiny little bit more paint, and I'm just gonna add a little bit in the middle right here. Okay, same thing on the other side. I'm just gonna add more white on the top because the light is coming from top, and you can see this area is more lighter than the bottom. Okay, and at any point if you feel like it's too dark or too bright, you can always add more red on top if you like, or take that white from there and just apply it somewhere else, like I'm doing right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna take more white and just add a little bit. I'm just gonna add a little bit more white right here. I'm sorry, red. Okay, just kind of blend that a little bit by dabbing. So I'm just dabbing, and I want to add a little bit more white right here again. Okay, that's better. Okay, so now that's all I'm gonna do with the red. I'm gonna clean my brush Okay, and I'm also gonna use a blue color for the mitten. So my Santa Claus is different than normal Santa Claus, so I'm gonna use blue. I'm gonna use blue for the mitten right here, and I'm gonna use green for the pants. All right, so I'm just gonna add nice blue right here. Now you can definitely use a red here if you like, or any color you like. Alright, same thing on the other side. Now I can only see the bottom of this area here. Okay, now I'm gonna add some white. So I'm just gonna take like tiny little white. I'm just gonna add it on top here and on the edge of this area here. And after I add the paint, I'm just lightly dabbing there. Okay, same thing right here. I mean, this area is darker, so I'm not gonna really make it too light. Okay, so I'm just gonna make this area a little bit lighter, not too light. All right, now I'm gonna clean my brush. All right, and I'm also gonna do the same thing with the black this time. All right, now you can also use a small brush if you like, but I'm just gonna try using this brush here. So I'm just gonna take like tiny little black. Now my black is a bit thinner, so if your black is too dark, don't take too much paint. Just take tiny little paint and add a little bit of water in it. But as you can see, mine is so thin, so I'm not taking any water, and I'm just gonna add a little touch of black down here. Okay, I know it's hard to see, but let me take a little bit more paint. As you can see, you cannot really tell I add a little black there, but yeah, I'm just gonna add a black right here. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna change my brush. It's hard to use that brush. Okay, so I am using number 0 size. It's a smaller brush. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do the edges like this first, just on the bottom area here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna dab like this. You can also use your finger. Okay, there you go. That's all I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna go actually one more time just on the bottom to make it a little bit more darker. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing with this blue right here, just adding a little bit of blue there and just adding some dab. You can also use your finger, but I am not gonna use a finger there. That looks good. Alright, now I'm also gonna do the same thing with the red. Alright, so I'm gonna start with the bottom area right here. So basically I'm just gonna go under this red here. Just, you can say I'm just adding the outline. So first I'm just gonna outline this area. Okay, I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and now I'm just gonna blend both of these colors together. Just going very lightly, moving my brush between those two colors. Okay, and same thing on the other side here. I'm just using tip of my brush, and basically what I'm doing is let's say this is a black and this is a red. So basically what I'm doing is just going between these two colors and just moving my brush like this, just up and down very lightly using tip of my brush, and that's gonna blend that much of area only. So that's all I'm doing. Okay, I just had to have to add a little bit more red here. I'm sorry, black. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing. Also under this area right here, because there is a shadow of this belt I have here. Okay, same thing here. Doesn't have to be too perfect, but as long as you see a little bit of dark red or a little bit of black, that's all I'm doing here. Now I'm just gonna do the same thing right here. Now this paint I used earlier, red color, it's still wet. That's why it's easier for me to do it. So if your red is not wet, it's dry, you can just add more red on that area and just try to blend these two colors together. Okay, I'm also gonna make this area right here darker. Okay, I'm not gonna add any black on the top. Just gonna add this right here under the arm. Okay, sometimes it's hard for me to know how it looks like, so what I like to do is take a picture and then look at the painting. That's the best way to tell, like, if I want to make it more darker, lighter, it gives me more idea. That's how I like to do it. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing with the head, and I'm just gonna add more black also down here one more time. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna work on this bottom area here first. Just again, same thing, I'm just adding a black line. Okay, and also on the edges, everywhere again here. Okay, all right, so now you know how the head really looks where it's bending. So this is where it's bending right here, so I'm gonna add this black line coming into this area here a little bit. It's also bending a little bit on this area right here, so I'm just gonna add a little line there. Same thing on the other side, maybe it's bending a little bit here, so just giving a little shadow there. Also right here, I don't have to like really explain you, but I'm just gonna try to use a simple word that I can think of. Okay, so also maybe a little bit right there, and also here. Okay, all right, so now I'm just gonna again go ahead and blend it all together a little bit, just moving my brush between these two colors, just using again tip of my brush. I'm not gonna blend too much the line that I just added. I'm mostly gonna work on the edges here. Okay, maybe just to highlight, I'm just gonna go one more time here. Okay, all right, that looks good. All right, now I'm gonna work on the pens I have here. So I'm gonna use my same brush. Actually, I'm gonna use my small brush, And I'm just gonna use a plain green. So I'm gonna paint that first green, and I'm gonna do the same thing that I just did with the red. Okay, just gonna add some black on the edges. Okay, and then I'm just gonna blend that very quickly here. Alright. Okay, I'm just gonna clean my brush now. And now I'm gonna work on the boot here. Alright, so my boot is gonna be dark brown color, so let's make a brown. So to make that color, I'm gonna take a little bit of black, a little bit of red, and a little bit of yellow. Okay, and mix it all together, and it's gonna be a nice brown color. So I take very less black, more yellow, and a little bit of red. So here's my brown. Okay, it's more like a mustardy brown, but I'm gonna add a little bit more red here. So here's my brown. It's a light brown. Okay, so I'm just gonna cover everything down here. Both of my boots looks different, but it's okay. I have a different Santa. Alright, so I'm almost done. Let me just do this very quickly here. Okay, same thing. Okay, there you go. I'm all done. Alright, now, do you remember what we did last time? I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna take my black, and I'm gonna work on this back side of my boot first, like that, and I'm gonna add just a thin little line everywhere else. I'm not gonna make it too dark. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna mix these colors again together. I'm just gonna go a little crazy on the back, just less crazy in the front. Okay, there you go. And if I don't like any of this part, I can just easily cover that with the background color that I'm gonna add later, but I think this is good. I don't want to do too much here. Okay, and then same thing on the other side. Okay, there you go. I'm all done. I'm just gonna add a little bit more black under this area right here. Okay, all right, now that I'm done with the boot, I'm gonna work on the skin. So let me clean my brush. Now on my same color, I'm gonna add white to make that skin color, So I'm just gonna take some white, and I'm just gonna take like tiny little brown from here. Okay, and you can just choose any color you like for the skin. I'm just gonna go with this color here. This is way too white. Okay, I think this is perfect. Okay, so I think I like this color, so I'm just gonna use this color and color my whole Santa. Just that face here, I think that's too light. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, and also the nose. It's hard for me to paint, so I'm gonna turn my canvas. Okay, and this nose. Alright, there you go. I'm all done. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little blush on my Santa. So, I'm gonna use a pink. So, I'm not gonna clean my brush here. I'm just gonna make a light pink color here. So, I'm gonna take a little bit white and a tiny little red. Okay, so here's my nice blush color. Alright, and I'm just gonna add a little pink maybe right here on the nose here. Okay, and I'm also gonna add that on this cheeks. So I have a little cheeks right here. I know it's hard to tell, but it's here. Okay, it's right here. Alright, now I don't know if you can see this pink. I can see this pink, but I'm still gonna make this a little bit more darker by adding just a little touch of red. So I'm just taking a little bit of red and just placing this paint maybe a little bit right here on both cheeks and this nose, and I'm blending that with the pink I have there. Okay, so something like this. I hope you can see this pink now. Alright, now I'm gonna clean my brush. Now my Santa is smiling, he's laughing, so I'm gonna have to make his cheek pop out a little bit more. So I'm gonna take some white, and I'm just gonna add a little touch of white right here. So something like this. Okay, same thing on the other side right here. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna work on the eyes. All right, so I'm just gonna use my white paint for the eyes. Yeah, I'm gonna use white. So I'm just gonna make a little white round, kind of little oval shape. Okay, on both sides like that. All right, and I'm gonna clean my brush. Okay, now if you like to use a Sharpie or maybe a dark black marker, you can also use that, but for that, if you want to use that, you have to let your whole painting dry first and then work on that. It will be easier to do it. But I'm gonna use my black paint and a small brush, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take a little paint and I'm gonna add the shape on top of this white line, shape of an eye. So basically I'm just adding a line on the top like that. Okay, and same thing on the other side. I'm just using tip of my brush Okay, there you go. All right, now I want to shape that cheek area a little bit more so it's easier to see the cheek. So I'm going to use a black paint and this again small brush. So what I'm going to do is add a shape of a cheek. I don't know how to even say that, but basically I'm just going to add a line right here a little bit like that on both sides over the white that I just add right here. Okay, I just made it a little bit more darker so it's easier for you to see, but you don't have to make it too dark. All right, now I'm just gonna also outline my nose. All right, I'm also gonna add a tiny little dot in the middle, maybe right here. Okay, on both sides. There you go. Okay, I maybe want to make my nose a little bit more bigger, but I'll do that later. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit. I don't want to go over too many times, so I'm gonna let that dry. And I'm also gonna add this skin color here where I also have a little smile right here. So I'm just gonna cover all of this area with the smile. Okay, not to worry about this area here because it's all beard, and I'm gonna show you how I add a color there later. All right, and I'm also gonna add this little blush paint, light pink color, just maybe a little bit right here under the smile. Okay, and I'm just gonna use black paint for the smile. Okay, alright, so now I'm gonna have to let this area dry a little bit and then work on the eyes and the nose again, but I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna work on this build I have here. So for that, I'm just gonna use this brown color I have here. So I'm gonna make that a little bit more darker, not too dark, and I'm just adding a little bit more red. And a little bit yellow. Okay, now it's light brown, and I'm just gonna cover my whole belt with that color. Okay, and I'm just gonna add black, same thing that I did earlier, but this time I'm gonna add this line on the edge first like this, and then I'm gonna bring my paint inside a little bit different way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from the edge of my build, and I'm gonna bring my paint inside and add this type of streaks, you can say. All right, same thing on the other side. Always start from the edge, bring the paint in, and that's all I'm doing. Okay, now I'm just gonna add more black paint under the build. Okay, and on top of the build. Okay, I just want to add more dark on this side too. Okay, I'm just gonna add more dark also on this side. Okay, there you go. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna clean my brush, and I'm gonna add a yellow build clip here. So I'm gonna start with the white first, and I'm just gonna add a basic square shape, just like this. Okay, and I'm gonna add yellow after this white dries. So I'm gonna let this dry, and I'm gonna clean my brush. Alright, now I'm gonna start working on the background first. Alright, so my background is my Santa Claus is outside, and the background is kind of a blue color, so light blue sky. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take my white, a lot of white, and tiny little blue. I'm gonna mix it all together. Okay, I don't know, mix too much. I want my sky on some area darker, some area lighter, so I'm just gonna use this paint, and I'm just gonna apply it everywhere like this. Okay, so my whole plan right now is to cover my whole background first, and then I'll show you how to add more layers or more different colors on the sky. Okay, so first I'm gonna add the light blue color I have here. Okay, and as I'm going, I'm also doing the outline. Okay, I like to turn my canvas. It's easier for me. Now you can definitely do the outline. I'm sorry, the edges. Now you can definitely do the background first, but this time I chose to do it after. Okay. Okay, now I want to make the sky a little bit more darker on top here, so I'm adding some blue. Okay, so like that, and I also want to add a little bit of black, like that, just on the top of my sky, a little bit there. It's almost about to get dark. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to my light blue and cover everything. Now this area might turn a little bit black because I still have a little bit of black, but again, I don't want my background just one color, so this is why I'm doing this way, so that way I don't end up with the one color on my painting on the background. If you want to use your small brush, you can use a small brush. I'm just using that same brush that I used earlier. It's a 4 size. Okay, and I'm gonna paint over this lantern because I still can see a little bit of background color because I have a glass lantern here, so I'm just gonna paint everything here. Now again, you can definitely use a small brush, but I think it's easier to use a bigger brush. Alright. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side here. So I run out of my paint, so I'm just gonna make some more. Some white, some blue, more white, less blue. And I'm also gonna paint over my gift here. Now instead of gift, I mean, you can just be maybe a little bit creative. You can add anything. Maybe a Santa Claus is holding a piece of pie, or a mug of coffee, or I don't know, just you can just give your Santa anything you like and he will be happy. Okay, I also covered this pom-pom here. Alright, just a little bit more down here. Now if you're painting on a canvas, you can also paint the edges if you like. Okay. Alright, so here I'm all done with this background. Now I like to go back, add a little bit more black on top of my sky here. Okay, I'm also gonna add some black on the edges like this. Okay, some black on the bottom. Okay, now I'm just gonna blend everything together before my paint dries. So I'm just gonna basically smudge the top area right here. And do you see how I'm quickly going, because I'm not thinking too much how I want this background to be. Okay, and then the edges again, very lightly going there. Now again, if you don't like the black part, you can skip this here, but I really like this. It gives a different look than normal look. I don't know what else to say, but I'm almost done with this black right here. Okay, now I'm gonna go back with some little bit more white on some area like that. Okay. Oopsie, I took some white, red, but that's okay. I can just very easily smooth out that area by going under that area very lightly. Okay. Okay, I also want to add some black under here. Okay, I'm just gonna add some white right here. Now I know that you cannot see my lantern, but okay, now I'm just gonna add some more white also right here. I have some clouds, maybe you can say, some crazy clouds. Okay. Okay, now I also have a snow sitting on this bottom area. It's all ground, so I'm also gonna add some chunk of white like this. Okay. Okay, and this black is gonna work as a shadow. So I have some more white right here. Okay, now I'm gonna add a little bit more white right here, and this time I'm gonna give a little shape of, you know how all the snows sitting right here. Okay, all right, maybe a bit here, and also on the other side. All right, now I'm gonna make this a little bit better by adding this type of a line. Okay. All right, I'm also gonna add some blue. So I'm mostly gonna go under this white like that. Okay, so I'm almost done. Now I feel like I also want to add a Christmas tree, but I don't have space for that, so I'm not gonna do that. Now I don't really plan a lot whenever I paint, but it's a good idea to plan if you wanna, you know, paint something. You can plan ahead if you like. All right, I'm all done with the snow. I'm just gonna add a little bit more white right here. Okay, just maybe a little bit more. Okay, that's good. Don't want to overdo this here, but just gonna add more white there and also here. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna clean my brush, and actually I'm gonna add a little bit more black. Yes, I'm gonna add more black on top here. Actually I'm gonna take more black. I really want to make a nice dark sky here, but I don't want to use blue. I want to use black. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, I'm also gonna add a little bit black under this white, so that way the white is gonna pop out a little bit more. Okay, that's perfect. I'm gonna clean my brush here, and now I'm gonna start working on my head right here and also beard. So I'm gonna use my small brush for this. So I'm just gonna add some white right here. So I'm gonna cover everything with the white. Now I know it's hard to see the white on white, but trust the process. I'm just adding a white everywhere. All right, and now I'm gonna add a light blue under the hat mostly. So I'm gonna make that light blue very quickly here. So blue, white, it's not too dark but not too light, and just gonna add this blue under the white like this. I'm gonna make it a little bit more darker. It's hard to see this color. Okay, so there you go. Okay, I'm just adding this type of lines, Okay, I'm gonna go back with some white on the edge right here. Okay. Okay, there you go. I think I like that. That's better. All right, now I'm also gonna add this white for the mustache. Okay, and also the beard. I'm just gonna cover the whole thing with the beard. I'm sorry, with the white. Okay, now if you like to use a bigger brush for this, go for it. Alright, so now if we add a different color here, you can see the shape of this mustache, and for that I'm gonna use a light blue. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a light blue, and I'm just gonna add this color mostly on the edges of this beard on the bottom, something like this. Okay, I'm gonna make it a little bit more darker here. Okay, something like this. Alright, I'm also gonna add some of this color also on the mustache, so something like this. Okay, and I'm also gonna use this darker light blue under this area right here. Okay, all right, I'm gonna use one more color here, which is gray. All right, so I'm gonna clean my brush. I'm gonna take my white and a tiny little black. Okay, and it's a light gray here. I need to make it a little bit more lighter. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing with this gray color here. Alright, I think I need to make it a little bit more darker so it's easy to see here. So I made my gray a little bit more darker here. Okay, I hope you can see this now. Okay, so basically I'm just adding this everywhere on his mustache and the beard. So same thing right here. Okay, I'm also gonna add this gray on his head right here. Okay, perfect. All right, and I'm gonna bring this gray all the way down to here. Okay, now I wanna break this thing right here. Do you see how this line looks right? So I'm gonna add the gray like this. I'm just gonna add like that. My red is still wet, so it's easy to grab the red. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, now I'm just gonna let that dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna add some more white later. All right, I'm gonna clean my brush, and actually, you know what, I'm just gonna take more white and do the same thing with this area right here. I'm just gonna add a white first. Okay, and also right here. And then I'm gonna add some gray, just like very lightly adding a little gray there, and also a little bit of light blue. Okay, same thing for my coat I have here. So I'm gonna add the white first. Okay, all right, now I'm just gonna add a little bit of light blue here. Okay, and I'm also gonna add some gray. All right, I'm just gonna clean my brush. Okay, now I'm just gonna take some more white, and I'm just gonna add it on his mustache right here. Just adding a 1 or 2 line, not going everywhere this time. Just white this time, and if you cannot see the white, just add more darker color in the background, maybe a gray color or the light blue color. All right, and then I'm just gonna take more white. I'm just gonna add a line looks like this. Okay, and if it's hard for you to do it, if your red is still wet, let it dry first, let the whole thing dry, and then do this part. All right, I'm gonna clean my brush now, and now I'm gonna start adding. I'm gonna actually fix my nose, so let me just apply this the skin color again, just right here again. Okay, my black is still wet. All right, so I'm just gonna take more paint, and I'm just gonna cover all of this area with the skin color. All right, now I'm gonna clean my brush, and I'm gonna fix my nose. And I'm gonna make my nose a little bit more bigger. So I'm gonna make this bigger like this. Okay, that's better. All right, I'm gonna clean my brush again. All Alright, I'm just gonna make my eyes also a little bit bigger here. Alright, and I'm gonna give a nice bigger smile. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna make the cheeks a little bit pop out a little bit more than what I have here, so I'm just gonna add a line there and here. Okay, and I'm gonna clean my brush again, and I'm gonna add white, a little bit more white right here again, and also here. I'm gonna clean my brush again. I'm gonna clean one more time, and I'm just gonna add red. I'm just using red here, just it's a blush. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing with the nose. I'm gonna add this red. Okay, and then I'm gonna add white on top. Okay, all right, I'm gonna clean my brush again, and I'm gonna smooth out this paint a little bit. It looks a little mess here, so I'm gonna just smooth out that a little bit like this. Okay, all right, and I'm adding a little bit of light blue, more right here, bringing his beard a little bit more higher, close to his lips. Okay. Okay. Right, I'm just gonna add one more black line. Take a little bit of black and adding right here. For the mustache, I just want to outline this mustache a little bit. Okay, there you go. I'm just outlining my mustache like that. Alright, and I'm also gonna outline the beard. So basically I'm just doing like this. Just adding some lines on the edges, following the shape of the beard I have here. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just gonna also add some more line right here. Just okay, perfect. Alright, I don't know overdo that. I'm also gonna outline my hat area here, so I'm still using my black paint, and basically I'm just going on the edges like that, just trying to give a little shape on the edge. and also under this white. Okay. All right. So cute. Okay. All right, now I'm also gonna add the black. My black almost looks like gray, but that's okay. I can just use that here. And what I'm gonna do is, again, same thing. I'm just gonna really like adding the outline for the coat I have. Okay, I'm not going on this area right here. I'm just going on the bottom of this white. Okay, and just randomly adding maybe a couple lines inside. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna clean my brush. And then I'm gonna add a little pom-pom on this hat right here. Okay, just add white there, and I'm also gonna add some black now. And I'm only gonna add mostly on the edges, so something like this. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm also gonna add a little bit of blue and this light blue on this pom-pom, just to highlight just some area with the blue there. Perfect. All right, now I'm gonna work on my gift. So my gift is, let's say, green. So I'm gonna color the green on the first square box I have in the front right here. All right, and now I'm gonna make my green a little bit more darker. So I'm gonna take my green and a little bit of blue. So green and blue, and your green is gonna be slightly a little bit darker shade than this one. And I'm gonna cover that other squares I have on the side and also on the top. I'm gonna use the same color for both. Okay, so same thing for this one right here. Okay, I'm just gonna add this little light green right here just to give a little shape. Okay, there you go. Here's my box. Now I'm gonna clean my brush, and I'm gonna have to let this dry a little bit. So I'm gonna let that dry. I'm just gonna make this area a little bit more darker. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna clean my brush, and I'm also gonna add yellow on this little belt I have here. So remember, you added white earlier. It is because if you add yellow on this brown, it's not gonna pop out that more. So you have to use white on the bottom, and now your yellow is gonna look like yellow. why I add this line in the middle, but I did. I just had a square there. I don't know why, but yeah, I did. Alright, now I'm gonna work on this lantern I have here. Now I cannot see the shape that I added earlier, so I'm gonna change the shape. Why not? Alright, so what I'm gonna do is add some yellow. I can see this area here, so I'm gonna work on that first. So I'm just gonna add some yellow like this. Okay, I'm gonna make it more darker. Now do you see the difference between this yellow and this yellow? This is more brighter and this is not, because I have a darker color in the background. So I'm gonna have to come back on this area and make this area lighter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some white with this yellow here. So that way you can see this yellow. And I'm gonna make this lantern a little bit more bigger because this is very small for me. Okay, that's better. I told you I cannot draw, but I can paint. I love to paint, and I'm trying to paint, but again I cannot draw. I don't know why. Alright, there you go. Here's my that little area. Now I'm gonna add some brown. So to do that, I'm gonna use yellow, a little bit of black, and red. Okay, I'm gonna need more yellow here. Okay, I think this is good. I don't want to make it too okay, I add more black and a little bit more yellow. Alright, so my brown is ready. It's light brown. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is add the shape of this thing is holding. So the first thing I'm gonna do is add a shape of this. Just gonna color that brown. Alright, and then I'm just gonna add another shape on top of that. It's gonna be a little bit bigger than that. Now again, I don't know if the lantern looks like this or not. I'm just trying to make my own shape, I guess. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add a tiny little square on top. Alright, and I'm also gonna do the same thing on the bottom, so I'm just gonna add a small little shape like that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add another little shape. It's a little bit bigger. Okay, there you go. All right, I'm gonna use some black here. Under this each box, I'm gonna add this little black line like this for the shadow, like that. Okay, same thing on the other side. I'm just gonna add a little touch of black on the other side too. Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna clean my brush. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add a black line holding this Santa is holding this black line coming from right there. Okay, going over behind that and coming down to here. Okay, and I'm also gonna add a little black dot right here. There you go. All right, now I'm gonna have to go back on this yellow, so I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, and I'm gonna move on and work on this gift I have here. It's still not dry, but I can still work on that. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of black to outline this area a little bit more. So I'm just gonna outline that with the black, just very lightly, not gonna make it too dark. Okay, perfect. All right, now I'm gonna add the ribbon. Now my ribbon is let's say yellow. My ribbon is yellow, so I'm gonna take the yellow and add the ribbon like this. Now this yellow is not gonna pop out that much, but you can also add white here, but I'm using a big chunk of paint, so I don't need to add white. All right, I'm also gonna add a line on this side too, just a smaller line. This line is gonna be thicker and this is gonna be a smaller line. All right, I'm gonna add a line on top right there. Okay, and also right here. Okay, and then I'm also gonna add the ribbon on the top. I still can see the shape here somehow, so I'm just gonna follow that. Okay, same thing for the second one here. Okay, that's cute. Now I can also see a ribbon right here, so I'm just gonna add a little line there. Okay, perfect. All right, now I'm gonna let this dry because I also want to add a little red here. I don't think so. I don't want to. Never mind. All right, so that's all I'm gonna do with this gift. I'm just gonna clean my brush, and I'm actually gonna add some white on this ribbon. So just gonna add a little touch of white on the top, also right here a little bit. All right, and I'm also gonna add some black, so I'm gonna clean my brush adding a little black under this line. So make sure you clean your brush and dry it with a paper towel, because you don't want to take too much water. You don't want to have too much water on your painting. I put too much water right here, but it's okay. So I'm just adding a line under this ribbon. Now this line is not gonna work because I have a lot of water there, so I'm gonna let that dry and I will do that later. And I'm also gonna add a black right here. Did the same thing. I have a lot of water. Okay, there you go. All right, now I'm gonna add some more black right here. I'm basically just doing the outline here one more time because this seems not too dark, so I'm gonna make it a little bit more darker. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is add more yellow right here. So I'm just gonna take more yellow and I'm just gonna place it right here. Okay, now I have a lot of lights coming from this lantern. So what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna add this yellow on the snow area right here. So I don't want to take too much yellow here, so I take a little bit of yellow and then I'm gonna clean my brush on side of my plate like that, and I'm lightly gonna brush like that around this white area here I have. Also a little bit on his mitten. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Okay, a little bit on his coat, but it's still too wet, so I'm not gonna do anything there. I'm also gonna add some around this area right here. Okay, perfect. All right, now I'm just gonna add black. So I'm gonna take a little black, and basically I'm just gonna outline this first. All right, and I'm also gonna add a little shape of the wires around. So something like this. All right. Okay, now I'm gonna use my brown color. So I clean my brush here, and I'm gonna use my brown, and I'm gonna add this this little shape that looks like this. So I'm gonna make this area a little bit more bigger actually. So I'm gonna make this area bigger. Okay. And I will come back here to fix that. So let me do that first and add a little bit more black, just like I did before. Just one line under the brown. Okay, now I'm gonna use my brown color again, and I'm just gonna add this type of a line. So starting from here, coming down and connecting to this this line right here. Okay, same thing on the other side. I can never make both sides same, so I'm gonna tell you that in the beginning, so you don't have to paint everything same. Okay, it's okay. All right, there you go. I'm all done with that. I'm gonna just add a little bit more black here and just fix this area a little bit. Just add more black there, also on this side, and I'm also gonna add black right here and fix that side. Okay, and I'm also gonna add a black on this one just to highlight that area a little bit with the black. Okay, there you go. Here I'm all done with that. I'm just gonna clean my brush, and I'm also gonna add some yellow on his jacket. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of yellow here, clean my brush on side, and just touch of yellow I'm adding on his jacket like that. A little bit on build, down here a little bit. Okay, there you go. Cute. Alright, one thing I forgot to do is add a little bit of black and outline his jacket on this area. Okay, so same thing on the other side. Okay, I like to add like one more line in the middle like that. Okay, perfect. Alright, I'm also gonna do the outline one more time on this area just to give a little bit better shape. So one more time, I like to again take a picture. I just take a picture and I feel like I need to add more outline for his hat right here. So that's what I'm doing. Coming down. Okay, I'm just adding a little bit more black. Okay, now it looks like it's smiling. I just add a little bit more outline on his cheek here and bring it a little bit more inside. Alright, so here I'm all done. I'm just gonna do one more thing. How can I forget to add more snow? Alright, so I'm gonna just take this big brush and basically I'm just gonna add more snow here. So I'm just gonna take some white. Actually I'm not taking any water for this part. I'm just gonna take my paint and just add the snow like that. Some big chunk of snow like that with the bigger brush. Okay. Alright, now I'm just gonna use tip of my brush to add cluster of these dots. I'm gonna say it always looks much better if I do it that way. You can also use the back of your brush if you like. And I'm also going to use a different color here for the snow. I'm also adding on some dotting on his jackets because I want to see snowfall. I don't want to see snow around him. Of course on his beard, some on his jacket here around, some down here, of course on the boots area, maybe a little bit. Okay. Oh, so cute! I love this. I'm also turning and twisting my brush so that way I don't get even dots. Okay, I'm just gonna add more snow right here. It's like sitting on the ground a little bit more. All right, I'm also gonna add blue dots, but light blue. Okay, some more white, less blue. Okay, just some, not a lot. All right, now I'm gonna clean my brush. One more thing I'm gonna do is add some lights. Yes, I'm also gonna add some lights here. So for that, I'm gonna use my small brush. All right, and I have lights on top of this area here, so I'm gonna use a black color first, and I'm gonna add a string. Okay, so that line is let's say coming from here, going up, down, down, up, and right there. Okay, very simple. So again, I'm gonna start from down here, going up like that. I'm not making my line too small, we don't have to. All right, and oops, did I take some white? Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna start from here. I'm gonna start from here and adding a line like this. Okay, now if you mess up, I'll show you how to fix that, so don't worry about it. Okay, there is my one line. I'm gonna add another one. Okay, so the second one is coming from here, going down, up, crossing the other one, crossing again. I'm gonna cross one more time, and there you go. All right, now I'm gonna add some lights. All right, so now to add the lights, you can use any color you like. I'm just gonna stick with the basic color I have here: green, blue, yellow, and red. All right, so I'm gonna actually use, let's say, a bag of, okay, this will work. So I have a pencil, and I'm gonna use the back of my pencil, and I'm gonna start with the red color. So I'm just gonna take some red, dip it in my paint, and I'm just gonna stamp it. So something like this. There you go, so cute. All right, I'm gonna add more lights. Now some of the lights are, all of the lights are not facing down, they're all facing different ways. So this is facing down, this is facing up, this is facing down. Alright, now I'm gonna clean this brush. How do I do that? Okay, I'm gonna clean it in water. Perfect. Alright, now I'm gonna use a different color. So I'm gonna use a, let's say I'm gonna use green. Perfect. Now I'm gonna use yellow, so let me clean. I don't think I'm gonna use blue because I have already enough blue in the background. So I'm gonna use yellow. I'm gonna use more yellow here. It's gonna pop out a little bit more than any other color here. So now, do you remember I made this little mistake here? I'm gonna stamp this color on top of that right here. There you go. All right, I'm gonna add yellow also right here. I'm gonna add a lot of yellow. I think that's good enough. All right, so now you can let this dry if you like, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use my small brush. Now I also want to do one more thing here. I'm gonna add this white a little bit, maybe right here. Okay, all right, that's all I'm gonna do. And I'm also gonna add this white on top of this each dot. So basically you can also let this dry if you like. It will be easier for you, but what I'm doing is adding a little touch of white like this. Now it's hard to see it on yellow, but I'm still gonna add. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the yellow here first. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with the green. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with the red. Alright, I'm gonna clean my brush, and this time I'm gonna use black, and I'm gonna apply that black under each dot. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my black and I'm gonna work on this yellow first. So something like this. Alright, I'm gonna just flip my canvas. It's easier for me to do it that way. So all right, okay, I'm gonna work on the yellow first, so that way you don't pass the colors around. Alright, I'm gonna work on the green now. Alright, and now I'm gonna do the red. Alright, now one more thing I'm gonna do is add the I don't know what it's called, but let me do that. Alright, so I clean my brush. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I clean my brush, I dry my brush. I'm gonna take a little bit yellow and I'm gonna clean that on the side of my brush. I'm sorry, side of my plate. And now I'm gonna go around the yellow and add this type of a light lines. Okay, so something like this. Glow, you can say glow. Alright, so I'm just adding this type of a glow around each yellow. Okay, make sure you don't go over the black, otherwise you will grab that black. Alright, now I'm done with the yellow. I'm gonna do the same thing with the other color I have here. Okay, let me finish the yellow first. Alright, I'm gonna clean my brush. I'm gonna do the same thing with the green. So I take some green, clean that on side of my plate. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go around that yellow, I'm sorry, green. I think I cannot name the colors today. Alright, I don't want to make it too mess. I'm not gonna use a lot of green around. I'm gonna use very light green here. As long as you see a little bit of green, I mean, that's all I'm doing. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the red. Okay. Alright, so red. Alright, so if you don't clean your brush on the side of your plate or on a paper towel, your line is not gonna look, the color you're gonna add is not gonna look so light. It's gonna look like a sharp line. So make sure you take a paint and then don't forget to clean your brush. When you see this, that means you're good. If you see this, you still have to clean. Okay, so it's already dry, so you have to do this quickly. Okay, there you go. I'm all done finally. Alright, so now I'm gonna do just one more thing. I'm so sorry, I feel like this gift is missing something, so I'm just gonna go back and add a little bit of black on these edges. Okay, and I'm also gonna add a little bit of green right here. I feel like it's still too light. Okay, and I forget to also add snow falling also on this gift. So I'm gonna clean my brush, and I'm also gonna add some dots. Okay, perfect. Gonna add more dots just very randomly. Also on this lantern. And actually I have this snow sitting on this lantern, so I'm gonna add some snow sitting there, and also some on the bottom right here. Also on his hand right there. Where else? I think it's also sitting on this area right here. So over the black I'm adding. Okay, I'm not going everywhere, just like on some place I feel like I want to add, but some also on his boots. Okay, sometimes I do a lot with the painting and I don't know when to stop, but whenever you feel like you're done, you're done. You can also take a little break, again take a picture of your painting so you know what if you want to do anything else or not with this painting. But yeah, I'm all done. I hope you guys all have fun painting with me, and if you do, give a big thumbs up again, and you can also share your painting with me on my social media. I love to see your painting. So yeah, again, thank you so much for painting this painting with me, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.